Hello everyone, and welcome back. In our last video, we talked about the numeric, text, and Boolean data types, and in this video, we'll be looking at the sequence data type. The sequence data type holds a collection of items, under which we have the list and tuple data types. Now, the list, represented by list class, is an ordered collection of similar or different types of items, separated by a comma and enclosed in square brackets. So over here, let's erase this, and instead of value equals 2, let's create a list. As I said, lists are created by square brackets, and then within those square brackets there are items which are separated by commas. These items can be similar or different. So let's say 1, 2, 3, and we have our list, and let's print out value as of type value. If I'm to run this, as you can see, our list 1, 2, 3 is of class list. So there are various operations that we can perform using our list, our Python list. We can check for the length of items within our list by simply using the len function or len function. So instead of printing all this, we'll simply print out this. Let's print out len value, which is our list. So if I'm to run this, as you can see over here, we have 3, because we have 3 items within our list. So we can also print out specific items in our list using list and index. Index can be seen as a position of items in a string, list, and so on. Maybe in a sequence, let's just put it that way. So as I said, you can print out list items at a particular index. Let's say value so as you can see, value at index 0 is 1, and the list item at index 0 is 1. So as I said, index can be seen as a position of items in a string, list, or let's just say in a sequence. And index starts from 0. It doesn't start from 1, it starts from 0. So this will be 0, and then this will be 1, and then this will be 2. So I'm to say print value at index 2 and run this. As you can see, it prints out 3. So that's basically how to get these items using index. So now we can also append values to our list. And append simply means adding more values to our list items. And to do that, let's simply say our list value dot append, and let's give it a string, right? Let's give it a string. So let's say hello. Instead of printing all this here, let me just take this out. Sorry, and let's bring it here. So now instead of printing all that, we'll just say print value. So if I'm to run this now, as you can see, we have our list now to be 1, 2, 3, and then hello. So that's basically how to add list items to a list. We can also delete items from a list. We can delete using index, and we can delete using we can delete by just deleting the last items of a list. So at first, let me start by deleting list items using index. And to do this, we'll need a pop function, the Python's pop function. This is used to remove list items. Now, I can either use a pop function in 2 ways. I can either remove list items using index, or I can just remove the list item by removing the last item that was entered into the list. So at first I said I'll start with removing list items using index. So let's say we want to resume the list item at index, let's say index 2. Sorry, let me take this out again. Instead of printing all this out, let me just paste it here, and then again I'll just print out the value. So I'm to run this now. As As you can see, we have 1, 2, but no 3, because 3 was initially the list item at index 2, and that item was deleted. So now we only have 1, 2, and then hello. So I can also delete list item by deleting the last item entered into the list, and simply I will just remove this and just leave it like this, value.pop. And if I'm to run this, as you can see, we have 1, 2, and 3, and then the last item that was entered, which was hello, is no more in the list. So this is basically how to delete items in a list. We can also delete list items by deleting a particular item. Now I'm not deleting an item at a particular index, neither am I deleting an item at the end of the list. I'm deleting a specific item. To do this, let's use our remove keyword function, and let's say remove hello. So I'm to run this now. As you can see, 1, 2, and 3, and no hello because hello was removed. Instead of remove hello, let's say remove 2. And if I'm to run this as well, as you can see, we have 1, 3, and hello, no 2 because 2 has been removed. So as I said, this is basically how to delete items from a list. So let's move on to the next data type under the sequence data type, which is a tuple. Now tuple, represented by the tuple class, is also an ordered collection similar to the list, but tuples are immutable, meaning they can't be changed after being created, and also tuples are enclosed in parentheses and not square brackets. So we have this value to be equals to, instead of square brackets, now we'll be using parentheses. So let's say 1, 2, and 3. So let's print value as of type value. And if I'm to run this, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 is of class tuple. So let's take this out, and instead let's print out length of the value. For doing this, I'm making some adjustments, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8. Length of value and 7. So 7 is the length of our value. Our list value has 7 items within it. So now let's perform another operation. As I said earlier, tuples are immutable, meaning they can't be changed after being created. Lists are not immutable. Lists are actually mutable, which means they can definitely be changed, and that's why we're able to remove and append to our list, because as I said, lists are mutable. But now let's perform the operations that we performed on our list. Let's perform it on our tuple and see if it's going to work. So let's try and add an element or an item to our tuple. So value dot append, let's say hello, as we did. Sorry, take this out. I can leave it here. There's no much difference. I just don't want to do all these other operations within our print statement. So I want to do the operation first and then print the results. I don't want to print the operation going on, if you understand. But it's also the same thing. I can do it this way, and I can do it the way that I want to do it. But let me do it. Let me first do the operation, and then I can print out the value after the operation has been done. So let's print our value, and now if I'm to run this, I'll get an error. But let's just run and see. So as you can see over here, attribute error, because tuple object has no attribute append. This is simply meaning that tuple objects and the tuple cannot have items added onto it. As I said, tuples can't be changed once created. If I'm to do remove 2, as you can see, a similar error. Tuple object has no attribute remove. This is because items cannot be deleted from a tuple once the tuple has been created, simply because tuples are immutable. Also, if I were to use the pop method function, the same error. Tuple object has no attribute pop. As I said, it's immutable. So all these other functions to add or to remove can't be performed because a tuple can't be changed once created. So with all this, we've come to the end of our tutorial video. Stick around so we can explain the remaining data types. Thank you.